Hello and welcome everybody to a very special episode of Inside AMG. You can probably hear it in the background. We're at the infamous Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, one of the most historic racetracks in the world and one of the most important racetracks for Mercedes-AMG, because 50 years ago, here we set the groundstone for our very successful motorsports history with this car right here, the Mercedes 300 SEL 6.8. Not exactly a race car at first glance. However, the engineers at Mercedes-AMG turned it into a very capable race car and achieved an all-out class victory here in 1971. Now, 50 years down the road, we're back trying to achieve another success, and one of the people responsible for the successful motorsports history at Mercedes-AMG is today's expert, and there he is already. Hi.
Hey Felix, welcome to Spa, welcome to the legendary 24 hours. Great having you here.
Thank you very much. So this is Jan. Jan and I actually go a little while back at AMG because we used to work together in the motorsports department. So why don't you tell the viewers at home what it is that you do at Mercedes-AMG?
Yeah, I'm the project manager for team and customer management at Mercedes-AMG Motorsport. And here in Spa, I'm the project manager for the whole concept. So I'm having the overview about the full structure. We have 13 cars running here. That's a huge field out of 58 cars overall. So we are by volume, the strongest manufacturer already. And now we try to bring it on track and try to win this race.
Awesome. So quite the operation. I can see, there's quite a few installments here and there in the paddock. And of course, also some very interesting cars. I already talked a little bit about this beauty right here, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SEL 6.8. What can you tell us about this historic car for Mercedes-AMG?
Yeah, that's a hell of a car, right? A little bit of a hot rod style. This car in 1971 had a class victory in Spa, and this was like the birth hour on racetrack of Mercedes-AMG. And now we are 50 years later, and we try to write a little bit at the next chapter of Mercedes-AMG Motorsport history.
And one car that is writing this chapter is, of course, the Mercedes-AMG GT3 Evo that is standing here with a very special livery that reminisces this historic car. So what's up with that?
Yeah, celebrating the 50 years anniversary of Mercedes-AMG Motorsport success in Spa 1971. We made a special edition. We have 3 cars, 3 one-of-one cars, one Mercedes-AMG GT3 model year 2016, one Mercedes-AMG GT3 model year 2020, that's that boy here, and the very last and final Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3. And all these cars are designed by our internal AMG designers, which was pretty cool. And that's like a little bit of a pop art interpretation of the old legend of Spa. And we have the same colors, but we just try to bring all the sponsor logos, which are pretty unique for this car, bring it into like an art car design for this special edition, with the big 50 for 50 years on the sides, on the doors.
I gotta say, it looks absolutely awesome, and it looks really, really fast. So yeah, we've seen the GT3 cars already in the motorsports episode, and the history of the customer racing cars at Mercedes-AMG. So this is really the pinnacle of GT3 race cars. Just look at it. It's crazy, and it's already a very successful car. But now at this race, you're trying to achieve another success, right?
Yes, exactly. In Spa in the last few years, we've been a little bit unlucky. So in the GT3 era, since 2010, since 2011, we won it only once. This was in 2013 with the SLS, legendary lineup, Bernd Schneider, Maxi Burg, Maxi Götz. And since then we've been a little bit unlucky. We've been in the position quite often to be in front, to be able to win this race. But in the last hours, sometimes we crashed or we had some other issues. And this year, I think I'm quite confident. We have a total lineup of 13 cars, a lot of very successful teams, a pretty strong driver lineup. We have a good strategy, I think. And there will be some rain during the race. So this will be a very demanding race for us on the strategy side, but I'm confident.
So typical Spa weather then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we go and meet some of the drivers and teams?
Yeah, sure. I would recommend. That's what I normally do on Saturday before the race starts. We go around the teams, talk with the team principals, the team managers, talk to the drivers. If everything is okay, maybe build up some confidence to them. And let's go there. Let's go there.
All right, awesome. Let's go. So where are we now?
Yeah, Felix, now we are with our German team, Gatspeed Performance, and we're going to meet Nico and Olivier. They are getting ready for the start. Let's have a look. They're there.
Hi guys.
Hello. How are you? All good?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Felix. Indeed. Thank you for letting us into your secret chamber here so close before the race. You're already in full attire, so I imagine tension is rising.
We are already prepared because we have a lot of stuff to do prior the race, meetings, and also to warm up, because the start is very important for sure as well.
You're two drivers of a four-driver team on the Gatspeed car, and it's a mixed team. It's in the Pro-Am class. So how does that all work together? Because Nico, you're the pro driver. Olivier, you're the amateur driver. How does that constellation work, and how do you draw knowledge from one another?
First of all, I'm very fortunate to work with Nico, like to have such a good pro driver in the car. I learn a lot from him because he sets always references, and then I try to get as close as possible to his lap times. And he also gives me some advice on to how to handle the race and how to be overtaken or to overtake other cars. So definitely a lot to learn from him.
How do you divide the race, though? I mean, there's four drivers of you. Does everybody just do one stint? Do you do double stints as well? And who drives at night? Who drives at daytime? Who starts? Is there any special strategy you go by?
Yes, so we have a play A, where we stick to at the beginning, but then the plan can also be changed. So the target is that we have one stint for each driver at the beginning, that everybody gets used to the car and get into the rhythm. And then towards the race into the night, we're gonna do double stints as well. Because it makes sense in the night that you don't have to adapt all the time new to the car. So you stay in the car for 2 hours then, and then you change every 2 hours. And we have a minimum driving time for the amateur drivers by the regulation, and then also a maximum driving time for the pro drivers by the regulation. So that's why we have to stick to this as well.
So close before the race start, are there any rituals you go through?
Say a good night's sleep before the race. It's important because tonight we're not going to sleep a lot. It's going to be adrenaline, so we're not going to be able to sleep very well. Then we're going to have some driver change, have drivers meeting with the team to know all of the procedures in the car of the race, so that we're fully prepared to start.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll let you guys alone and get your head down. And it's time for our next stop, the strategy meeting.
So Felix, this is our AMG race base, our strategy control. And what we do here is we try to collect all the data from the track, from the drivers, all information from the cars, from the teams, and we have the weather forecast. And out of this big amount of data, we try to make the perfect strategy for the race. And strategy is the key. Andy and Teresa are already waiting for us, so let's go to the final race strategy meeting.
All right, let's jump right
in. You
in.
have your working station there, just use the radio and you can follow us.
Awesome, nice, thank you.
Okay guys, so a little bit late. Let's start with our final meeting for race strategy and sporting regulations. I think we should start with an update in the weather forecast.
We are looking for quite some difficult weather circumstances in the late evenings. There's potential rain from 5 to 8, and then it should be fine for Sunday.
And what about the first stint or the starting hour, do you know?
Yeah, halfway through the stint we are expecting the first showers at the moment.
Okay, that makes it pretty unpredictable at the moment, yeah, so we have to watch it. Then in the meantime we got all the starting drivers from the teams, everyone is confirmed, so I think Teresa, we are set, yeah, for the start?
Yes, car preparation is done, all the final technical stuff is checked, everything fine.
Okay, Felix, you know Teresa? Teresa, do you have a second for us? Teresa, also based in Falterbach, our colleague. He's maybe one of the most important people here on site. He's a technical project manager for the Mercedes-AMG GT3, and she's coordinating our whole engineering group and all the technical topics.
Thank you very much for letting us be a part of the strategy meeting. I imagine you have quite the busy day right now.
So it's at the moment quiet before the storm starts, so yes, it will be quite interesting.
So you're the technical project manager for the GT3, and most of the teams are already racing with the GT3 Evo, actually all the teams I believe. So what was the big challenge to establishing this new car, the GT3 Evo?
We have had already a very good base, so the base car where we started with was a tremendous good car for the time when it was where it came onto the market. So to develop a car or an evolution that is similar or even better is quite hard.
So all the teams that are on the car, they are all connected to you here in the race base. So how do you keep all the different teams afloat? How do you keep everything running over the 24 hours?
Yeah, we have quite good structure over here. So we are connected directly with all the team managers for in case there are really important things that they need to know, that we can directly contact them. But beside of that, we have a crew of support engineers, technical support engineers. Some at dedicated teams and some that are jumping around in the paddock with some mechanics and electricians. So in case of emergency with technical issues and so on, we can coordinate them from here out to all the teams that need their help.
Not bad. So very well organized machinery, I can see.
Yes.
All right, then I hope you won't be too busy over the next 24 hours, and wish you best of luck for the race.
Thank you.
Okay, come on, Felix. The race is about to start in 1 hour. So let's go to the starting grid.
All right, let's go. So the race is about to start. This is as close as you can get to the action. We're actually standing in the middle of the grid. Tension is rising. I'm already having goosebumps. This is awesome. So this is our car on pole position right now, the Achter AMG car, number 88, Raffaele Marciello. He's going to drive the first stint. Looking pretty confident. They're on slick tires, so let's hope for a dry start. It's the typical conditions for this track, which is actually quite long. It's over 7 kilometers long, so it could be raining on one end of the track and be completely dry on the other end of the track. So tire choice is key, tire pressure is key, downforce is key. There's so many things you need to look out for.
How would you decide if you would have to make the tire decision for the race start right now?
I'd probably start on slicks. I'd gamble and hope for a dry start. Yeah, try to make as much ground in the beginning as possible and set some fast lap times. And then when it starts raining, hopefully be far enough in front to not lose too much time on the pit stops. So because this is a very special race for us, obviously 50 years ago we had our first big victory here in Spa in 1971. So glad to see the AMG in front. Let's hope it stays that way. What are your predictions for the race, weather-wise?
You know, it's they're going to be rain. How much rain they're going to be, I can't tell you, but they're going to be rain. But Spa without the rain is not Spa. The level of competition is amazing. The number of potential winners is incredible. So pole position is a good start. We've seen that the combination with Marcello, Giucandela and Gounon seems to be very, very, very strong, because before the pole position, they were before the Super Pole, they were already on top of the qualifying. So you look good, guys. But now, you know, to finish is on the first step of the podium is a challenge here.
It's a tall order, and you mentioned it. There's tough competition. There's 7 different manufacturers in the top 10. So really, the field is very tightly together.
Always very difficult, and the number of cars that can win this race is impressive. And I think it's one of the most disputed competition in the world. All motorsport category together. It's really, really tough to win this race.
So we certainly can hope for a very tight and exciting race. Let's hope we get to race all through the night without any calamities, and the weather will be somewhat stable. Stéphane, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. Great, it is absolutely packed now. All the cars are in position. The drivers are there, the mechanics are there. You can hear there's still some wrenching going on the cars. Excitement and tensions are rising. So we got different classes here. We should explain. Of course, it's all GT3 cars, but we got Pro cars, we got Pro M cars, and we got Silver Cup cars.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And basically there's also a class just for amateur drivers, just for bronze drivers, but there are only 2 cars in the field, and we are focusing on Silver Cup class and Pro M Cup, and for the overall victory for sure.
So as you can see, this is also the chance for Jan to have last strategic talks with all of the drivers that will do the first stints. So he goes through all of the grid and looks out for the drivers and tries to recap some strategy and tries to calm them down for the start of the race. So yeah, everybody should be well prepared for the start now.
That's basically our junior car running in Silver Cup class and with a very international lineup. And yeah, Jordan, tell us, you're coming from Australia. How do you like it?
A long way from home, but
Yeah, the longest journey to get here.
yeah, it can't get much better than this though. I mean, look at the grid, it's just spectacular, huh?
So you feel well prepared for the race? Any rituals you go through before your stint starts?
Nah, no rituals or anything like that. Just probably have a coffee before I jump in because it's probably going to be quite late at night by the time I get in the car. So that's about it, I think.
But you did get a good night's sleep, I suppose.
Yeah, a really good night's sleep. So it's probably the last I'll have for the next 24 hours, I guess. So yeah.
Probably. Same goes for us. We'll look very different by this time tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So best of luck, guys.
Thank you.
Few last thoughts before the race. What are you hoping for weather-wise?
It's going to be a mixed bag as always here in Spa. Anyway, we take it as it comes and flat out. 24 hours. Hopefully we'll be there at the end to fight for the win.
Awesome. Best of luck. Fingers crossed.
Thank you. Take care, man.
So of course the whole AMG family is always where the action is. So Jochen Herrmann, our CTO, is here, and Stéphane Ratel, head of our customer sports team. So what were the strategic decisions you made right before the race? What tire choices you went for? Weather's supposed to be pretty unpredictable for this race.
Yeah, you're right. So you can see the clouds in the sky. So 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, it was raining still, and now the sun is shining. So the weather forecast is quite unsure, but I think all teams decided to go on slicks because everything else would be too slow in the first 2 laps.
But you know, we are used to that. Nordschleife, it's the same weather conditions like in Belgium, Spa. So I think this is what racing is all about. You really don't know what's coming, but we have experts here supporting our customer team. So we're really looking forward to an exciting race.
So the excitement is high. One thing is for certain, we're going to have a very exciting race with some tight competition. Right, everybody has to leave the grid now. This race is about to start. I don't know about you, but I'm hugely excited and can't wait for this race to begin. You can already hear the engines roaring. They're making their way back, the back straight. They're going through the last hairpin, and then they should be right here. Here they come. It's go time. Unbelievable. I'm really excited for the next 24 hours. So the first 2 hours of the race are over. I'm in the paddock area now. Most of the drivers have exited the cars, so I'm gonna try and catch some of them. Can't wait what they have to tell me because the conditions were quite tricky out there. So Luca, how's it going? How do you feel after this first stint?
It's always an honor to do the start, especially in Spa under 24 hours. It was definitely not easy. We saw a big crash after some laps and then a full course yellow. The crash was quite heavy, so I really hope everybody is okay. But yeah, then we had a smooth race so far. Changed 2 wet tires on the right point. Then we just missed a little bit the cutover for the dry tires, and now we stay in P9. But still, the car is fast, and Mauro is pushing out there, and the race is going good so far.
So what do you do now after this amazing feat? Do you stay alert? Do you relax? What do the next few hours look like for you?
Yeah, I definitely try to relax a little bit. I try to drink quite a lot of water because you sweat in the car quite a lot. I try to eat a little bit, and then I'm looking forward to get back in the car.
You exited the car in a very promising position, so our fingers stay crossed for you. How does it feel like to be in this part of this historic occasion, 50 years after the first big victory for AMG?
Yeah, I'm really honored. It feels really great, and I really hope we can make something out of it. The team is pushing hard, the drivers are pushing hard, but it's still a long race, still long to go. So it's really the end which counts, and we hope to step on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, so our fingers stay crossed for you. Best of luck for the rest of the race, and we'll see you later.
Cheers, thanks.
All right, so the first few hours of the race are over, and after my chat with the drivers, it's time to check back with Jan what the strategy for the nighttime will be.
Hey Felix,
how's it going?
We're in a difficult phase of the race at the moment. It was pretty good in the start session. We were leading the race for the first laps, for the first couple of hours, especially with our AMG performance car number 88, Raffaele Michello. We made a pretty good job, I think. Then the rain came suddenly and pretty strong. We made some quite conservative tire change decisions, which was good because we did not want to risk anything at this stage of the race. And then afterwards it was dry again. Then there was like a full course yellow, and we thought it would be a very short, but our competitors thought this could be a longer one. Our main competitors came to the pits, used it for a pit stop. We stayed out, and staying out was the wrong decision at that time. So we lost like 1 minute or 1 minute to 70 seconds. Had then also a little bit of understeer in the cars, in both AMG performance cars, with dropping temperatures, dropping tire pressures and things. But now we're still running strong. We're on P14 and P17 at the moment. Trying to close the gap to the front, and I think it's working pretty good. So we still believe in our overall strategy, staying conservative, and yeah, I think tomorrow in the early morning we will be back in the front. Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, even if we got a little catching up to do, there are still many hours ahead of us. Sun is setting now over the circuit. This is what endurance racing is all about, right? The nighttime.
Yeah. So key is now to keep the cars on track, undamaged, come through the night, and then tomorrow about noontime, when there are still like 4 hours to go, then we have to be in the lead lap with an undamaged car, without any penalties, with a lot of fuel in the tank, and then we can go to the end. That's the plan, and then we can fight for the podium.
When is it time for you to catch a few hours of sleep?
That's difficult. So we want to do that because it's better when you try to get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep in the night, because then you are fresh and for the next day when you need to make some quick and good decisions. And I think Teresa and me, we're a pretty good team in this, so we can work together. But it's so difficult when you are so focused into the race and you are a little bit like afraid that everything works. Then it's really hard when you go back to the hotel or to your motorhome and try to get some sleep.
I can imagine tension stays high over the whole 24 hours probably.
Yeah.
All right, Jan, I'll leave you to it.
Okay, cool.
Have fun for the rest of the evening, and we'll look around a bit more.
Okay, have fun. See you, Felix.
As you can see, night has fallen over the circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The drivers still got many more hours of exciting racing ahead of them at this historic event, 50 years after the first big success of Mercedes-AMG Motorsports. So big thank you goes out to Jan and the whole crew at Mercedes-AMG Motorsport for letting us look over their shoulder. If you like this exclusive look behind the scenes, don't forget to like the video. Drop us comments down below, letting us know what you would like us to shoot next. Also subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you always get notified whenever we upload a new video. Until the next one, bye bye.